And then I want to thank uh, every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you guys paid for all of this. So seriously, for every Amazon customer out there and every Amazon employee, thank you from the bottom of my heart very much. It's very appreciated.
That's gotta be right up there with let them eat cake. Alright. Besides the cowboy hat, I think everyone felt a bit of cringe for Jeff Bezos when he said he'd like to thank all of the Amazon customers and employees for making this possible for him. And, I want to be fair to Jeff Bezos. Like I always say, I try to view it from all perspectives. I try to understand what he may have been going for in that clip. And what I think he was going for was he was trying to show a little bit of humility, and he was trying to, be sort of gracious and say, thank you. I wouldn't have been able to do without you. The problem with that, and you can even see if you see the whole thing. It's about a 45-minute clip. It was wall-to-wall coverage on all the cable networks. He actually says something else that sort of makes what he says even more cringy. He said, when I started Amazon, I didn't have to build the infrastructure from scratch. He says this. He says, I didn't have to build the post office. I didn't have to build Deutsche Post, which is in Germany, the post office there. I didn't have to build the roads or the networks that my business was found on. I was able to pick up on what I saw and built the business. Very true words from Jeff Bezos. Very true words. Small problem is that business doesn't pay any taxes. Now, to his actual comments. If you look at what he accomplished yesterday, and I'm going to say what he accomplished because this isn't exactly one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. It's not that. I think it works really well for Jeff Bezos and Sir Richard Branson and, Elon Musk and all the other space pioneers as they go into outer space. I don't actually see anything wrong with them wanting to go into outer space. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut too, so I don't have any objection to it. I actually don't even have an objection to Jeff Bezos being the richest person on Earth. I don't have an objection to Elon Musk being right there. If you make a company legally and you earn or you're able to amass a wealth of 3, 4, whatever it is, $100 billion, again, I'm okay with that. So long as you are actually paying back to the society that made that possible for you. Because in Bezos' own words, which, it's very refreshing to actually hear this from an actual billionaire, because there's so many people who are not billionaires, obviously, who are arguing that, you're just hating on the rich, you're just this. No. If you're a billionaire, there's some people who want to outlaw billionaires. I think that's sort of silly. I would argue, look, of course, if you have $100 billion, $200 billion, you cannot be as productive with your money as someone who is, working and making, let's say, $100,000 a year, okay, or even or way less. The lower you go, the more productive you are with your money, because you need every bit of that money, to survive. So everything that you make goes right back into the economy. But once you have $200 billion, you can't exactly buy more groceries. You can't exactly buy more, supplies or electricity. You can't exactly buy $200 billion worth of clothing and cars, all the things that you need to make the economy go around. So even in those extreme and, cases where you're massively unproductive with your money, I'm okay with there being billionaires so long as you pay up to the system that makes you possible. Because what we saw was not a privately funded endeavor. This was essentially a publicly funded endeavor for all of these guys, simply because, look, the infrastructure that's in place to even do what they did is all public. You have to do these things out of public lands. You have to travel on public roads. You're using, local water resources. You're using so much of the local municipalities' resources to even make these dreams possible that I don't think it's even reasonable for you to say, well, I like to thank my employees, which are not ever going to be able to benefit the same from their time at Amazon. Obviously, he's the CEO, he's the founder. Of course, he should benefit proportion to what he's done. However, it's a little bit cringy to hear someone thank the employees when some of those employees cannot take bathroom breaks, thank the customers. He might as well have said thank you suckers, for subscribing to Prime or to all these other services that Amazon offers. Thank you, Amazon drivers, for working nearly slave wages. Getting into debt to finance your equipment and your trucks. Barely making any money to allow us to be profitable. I think, to be fair to Jeff Bezos, or Jeff Bezos, as Professor Richard Wolff likes to call him, I don't think he meant it in a malicious way, but that's sort of one of those things that, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think.